Hey everybody, welcome to the Threecast. I'm your host, Matthew Weber. I'm joined by Ricky Williams and Vincent Hoy. Hi guys.
What up?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2020 is over and 2021 has brought, it's all good now, right?
No, not. I mean, your country's on fire, man. Like, seriously, man. Like, I am happy I'm in Canada, and like, I'm like, let's build the wall. Trump wanted that wall. Let's build the wall between Canada and America, because I'm not letting you barbarians at the wall break into my country, man.
Yeah, they're just prepared for all the refugees. It's gonna happen. Well, I mean, because everybody was. I think everybody in the world was like, once 2020 is over, 2021 is gonna be better. It can't be worse, right?
Yeah, no, that was the
Suckers.
Should have never thought that.
All right, so I don't know if you guys know this, but we've been podcasting since September 2009, and every year since then.
That's crazy, right?
We are very, very dedicated to this. In fact, it's like 11 years later, we're still going. It's just amazing. Anyways, every year since then, we've done a prediction show as either our first show of the year or I think sometimes we actually did it like in December because, we're rebels like that. But it started off as we did technology when we were the Tech Weekly or whatever the hell we started off. We did technology, then we transitioned to movies. So now we're just we do general predictions, and that's what this show is this time. So the normal way we do this, we go over last year's predictions, then we'll give new predictions after that. So. As is usual, I will go first with mine. My first one from last year was Apple will release a Mac Pro Mini. That did not happen. Not even a little bit. So I think even in the recording I said this wasn't going to happen. So I predicted that I was going to be wrong, so I should get half a point, right? That's the way it works.
No, I don't think so. If that was the case, I'd be winning all the time.
All right, so that just did not happen. Okay, so I don't even think we even. They're not going to do that ever, probably. It's just dumb. Vince, your first one was the manipulation or appropriation of content with
For
feature an election.
Yeah. So I don't think I should get a full point for this, but let's be honest here. I did predict a whole bunch of things that pertained to just the election kind of. The media sway, the hyping, like, come on, man. There's no way you could rationalize that 70 odd million people voted for Trump, right? And I think in any other world that would be dramatically different if it weren't for a lot of the kind of social media kind of not necessarily meddling. And I'm not saying that they're Russian bots or anything, but I think that there was a lot to be said about the kind of online presence that kind of did influence the elections in various ways. We've also seen a whole bunch of various doctored clips and stuff that frame things in different ways. So that's what I was alluding to, and it did kind of happen throughout this particular year. So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I gave you a full point because that definitely happened quite a lot this year, and social media definitely played a huge role in everything. And we've talked about
and he's now banned by most, if not all of them. So there you go.
Which is crazy to me.
That on its own is just kind of is. It's just it's weird, right?
Like you look at all the other crazy stuff that's online. That you have groups that like what was it like really bad groups. Like you have people that are peddling stuff like various bad activities, right? And they're still able to stay online. Like hell, you can see some like kind of quasi
white supremacists
still are online, but then you cut off the president of the United States. I think that's cheap. So yeah. Anyway, this is a prediction show, so I'm not gonna get too much into today's politics, man.
Yeah, and we could go on forever. Anyways, all right, Ricky, your first one would be Warner Brother would screw up their TV dominance. Did that happen?
You know what? So Rick, go, yeah, please, because
I wouldn't say fully, like maybe a half point, but like I know a lot of people like I've seen online and in chat rooms and stuff, and like the hype for the Flash TV show is waning.
Mhm.
Then they released like most TV studios, they held back a lot of their releases due to COVID. Release Wonder Woman on streaming and in theaters at the same time. I don't know. I haven't seen any real hype around their stuff. And their TV shows like Supergirl.
Yep.
The Flash is kind of, heading down a bit. So, yeah, to me, I would say maybe not a full point as of what I expected, but maybe a half point.
I just want to say though that it wasn't a TV show, but Warner Brothers did mess up a lot. Like I don't care what people say about HBO getting the whole Justice League thing, but if you just look at the PR situation with Warner Brothers, specifically the guy that plays Cyborg, and how it's gone down south, especially after like the George Floyd stuff and the kind of the stuff that the guy that played Cyborg, Ray Fisher, was accusing Warner Brothers and everything. I think that it's really starting to come to the light right now, and
Yeah.
maybe not the TV shows, but certainly the movie is kind of going to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I never even thought what was it, Shazam?
Yeah.
Like what was up with that? Like the other day, my kid watches this show on kids YouTube, and they were doing like a skit with Shazam, and I was like, that's just really bad that this YouTube show, I would rather watch that than the Warner Brothers version. like it was more entertaining. Like that's really bad. Yeah. No, they're really
I have-
tripping.
I have no clue who Shazam is. I mean, is this
He's the
something that
He's the Superman knockoff that's based on like various mythological figures. Like it's an acronym for like
Yeah, Hercules, Zeus,
Ares, maybe.
Ares. Yeah, I think Ares. It's like
Mars.
all of Yeah, because he's got their strength and their knowledge and their all their.
because the only Shazam I know is that '90s movie that Shaquille O'Neal starred in. So
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say the music ripping software.
no. Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, have either of you guys seen that Shaquille O'Neal movie?
Yeah, I thought.
No.
That was horrible. I mean, it's bad. I mean, it's just as bad as you think it is, maybe even worse than you think it's bad. All right. My second one from last year was Disney will be the most popular streaming service and Apple TV will fail. So I gave myself half a point this because I shouldn't have added that second one on. I should have known that Apple would just give it away to everybody and succeed that way.
But I think they're just eating it though, Matt. So I wouldn't necessarily say you're on the wrong track there.
I don't know. I wouldn't say they're eating it. I think like remember, this is the thing, right? Apple TV now is a service, right? And they're never going to break it out separate. And their services brought in like 1.8 million this year. So, that's the thing, like until, and they're hyping up their documentaries. They're pulling in a bunch of like, like real celebrities to do movies and shows and stuff. Giving away free trials and stuff. But I think you definitely got it right about Disney. Just, rolling over everything.
But they haven't completely taken over. Like, I mean, Netflix still is bigger than, at least in terms of dollars, right?
Yeah.
That's true. Are you guys subscribers to Netflix? Because we subscribe to Netflix here for December because we're gonna watch Christmas movies on there, right? Because we don't pay for the Hallmark Channel, which is where you get all the Christmas movies. Apparently, Well, here in the United States, yeah, you have to pay for everything, man. There's nothing free in the United States. Anyways, we subscribe to Netflix, and there isn't shit on Netflix. There's just nothing there. I mean, there's stuff there, but who wants to watch the utter garbage? It's all bad.
Netflix?
Well,
Yeah, I couldn't find a damn thing on there to
I
watch.
wouldn't
There was
say
some
that,
old stuff
but
on there that was not bad. Like The West Wing was on there, and Dexter was on there, but I don't care about those things. I have those things downloaded. That's just.
I think
just
it depends, right? Like everyday stuff to watch. Like I used to watch Flash because they weren't very far behind like regular TV. Um, so there was another show that my wife used to watch. They have Grey's Anatomy. They're not too far behind, but like now maybe that's not so prevalent. But my kids watch Netflix every day, right? Like there are a ton of like shows and stuff geared towards kids who are not like with you, me, and Vince. I think we came up and we were watching regular TV where shows had a certain time slot. My kids are not like that. They're the
They're
YouTube
not
generation. Yeah, where you watch episodes whenever you want. You can watch the end of the show and the middle of the show, and that's what Netflix gives, right? And so I think with the new generation coming up, if they hook them early enough, they'll still be around like forever, right? I think that's more their aim than satisfying the older generation. They just do that because right now we're the ones who pay for it. But once they hook the younger generation, which is what YouTube is trying to do as well,
Yeah.
right? Like,
But if the younger generation is the target, Disney wins hands down because they have all the kids content. I mean, all of it.
Yeah, and
yeah, but
The
I think
the only thing Disney doesn't own that is popular with kids is Harry Potter. You know, it's like that's like the only thing.
No, but I think actually, right, if you look at it, Disney doesn't really win because Disney has the content, but they have movies, right? Like you sit down on the weekend and you watch a movie. They don't have everyday series. They do like some shows that are, from Disney Channel and stuff like that. But not a whole lot. Like my kids never watch Disney Plus every day. They will watch it on the weekend, or if there's a movie that just came out or something and Disney Plus has it, they'll watch it. Otherwise, they're watching Netflix or they're watching YouTube because
Well, I mean, part of that, Ricky, is
they shows.
part of it is that they own Marvel, and Marvel's never done TV well, right? I mean, not really. It's always been Warner Brothers and DC has done it well.
They got the anime stuff for the kids now, but you're right. Like they're not. Ricky's right. They're not producing enough content to keep the kids actively involved. Mind you, Ricky, just as a throwback, my daughter, she likes Miraculous, and did you know that Disney bought them? I didn't know this.
Oh well, I know that it was on Disney Junior. That's where it always showed. I didn't know that they bought them out though. But yeah, my kids love Miraculous Ladybug too. So
yeah.
All right. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna try to keep us. We're having way too good conversations, but I need to keep us going because you guys probably want to get back to work eventually. All right, Vince, your second one from last year was a rapid rise in piracy due to
Yeah, and I was wrong on that. Honestly, I would have thought, especially with the pandemic, I thought it would have been like, yeah, everyone's gonna be downloading stuff. No. I don't think the piracy did spike. There wasn't any huge thing. I thought it would have gone crazy because of the kind of streaming wars, but it turns out forget it. I'm just going to join Netflix and Amazon Prime. Like I was surprised, so I didn't get in on that.
Streaming just blew up this year. I mean, everybody subscribes to something to streaming. I mean, I don't know if you guys have this in Canada, but they have.
I think it's the same thing like that we've been talking about, right? Is that streaming is geared towards the younger generation, and I think they've got YouTube hooked them with the free stuff early enough that they don't know about piracy and downloading content and stuff. They just go to YouTube because if you go on YouTube, there are a ton of movies, right? It's basically, like copyright infringement, but it's there, and there are so many that YouTube doesn't take them down, right?
Yeah, like
Like,
like
yeah,
Rick, you're hitting a good point because I was thinking the other day, I had a video on my computer from like my daughter's like dance recital, and then I also had it simultaneously on Google Photos, like Google Video stuff. And then
yeah,
I was like, oh, I need more hard drive space, and I realized, yeah, like why would I keep that? Like, and I'm also looking at like I got like 20 gigs of like Star Wars stuff and video on my computer, and I was like, why am I keeping this? Because I got Disney Plus, right? And then I was like, am I just old that I want to own, like, it's not like I can touch a file. It's not like a videotape or like a CD or something. It's straight up, it's digital data, but I'm still using it. I'm hoarding it because maybe I'm like an old kid that I'm like, no, I need to have ownership of this content, right?
Well, that and the way they take
yeah.
stuff, I'm not gonna delete all my stuff too because they take that stuff away. I mean, stuff moves around. Like Harry Potter was on HBO Max or whatever for like 3 weeks, and then it went somewhere else. And like I don't want to have to follow around the content that I want. I mean, that was just
Yeah,
an
but
example.
you know what? Like Vince said, I think that's our mindset because we came up with CDs and cassette tapes, and
Physical
we
media.
own things. Like if you
Well,
have
when
to
the kids
watch
start
the
having to pay
movie,
for it themselves,
no,
when the
no.
kids
But
have to
what
start
I'm
paying for it
saying is,
themselves, they'll
what
have a
I'm
problem
saying
having to
is
move around.
what I'm saying is, okay, so you download Harry Potter, right? Because with copyright and stuff, it moves around. If you haven't watched it in 2 years, chances are you're not going to watch it in another 3 years,
Yeah.
right? It's our mindset that we need to own it and have it. We honestly don't. Because in 3 years from now, if you wanted to watch it, you could find some streaming service somewhere, or you could just re-download it at that time. Like it's
Damn it, I hate
not
it
like
when Ricky makes a good point.
Yeah.
Damn you, Ricky. All right, I need to move.
Keep on
Ricky,
going.
your second one from last year was Disney Plus will fail. That was
Well,
that did not happen.
definitely.
Although you did make a good point in that prediction. You said that the day and date would happen where they release it in theaters and the streaming services at the same time. That is beginning to happen, but not because of the streaming thing, but because of the pandemic.
Yeah, so that was just a coincidence.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
point
So
there.
my third and final one from last year was there'd be more folding devices this year. This was, I
I
seriously,
love
I'm just.
replaying that. But listening to you guys talk about, no, Samsung did this on fold. Like it was just funny replaying that from last year. I was like, damn, guys, I got heated.
So I gave myself a point for this because there was definitely more, but I don't think there was more like. I mean, there was because we did the show last year after CES. I'm not sure that there was actually any more that were announced after that. Because I mean, there was like that weird winged one from LG, but that's not really a folding phone. So it's just kind of weird. Anyways, then your third one was people will find new ways to scan themselves into AR, and dead people will come back alive with VR.
So I give myself a point, if not a half a point at the very least, because this actually has become seriously within access, consumer level and mainstream. Like you may recall, and this is where I wanted to tell you guys when it happened. But when Kanye basically got a 3D deepfake of Kim Kardashian's dad to say, to a message from her dad, who's deceased, to her daughter to say, congratulations, you're becoming loyal, like just like me. That was like the core moment when it just became so mainstream. And I just want to say that actually happened, right? And the quasi crazy thing is at the end of this term, I just want, as a little aside, my students, because we rotate profs who evaluate, so I'm known as the kind of apparently the mean prof. So I released the roster of who's going to be reviewing who, and then one of my students sent a kind of video clip of me deepfaked with John Cena, and the message was what Vince will do to the students that he's going to be evaluating, and it was like Cena beating up on people. And I was for a second there, I was like, this is weird. And then of course my wife looks over my shoulder and she's like, why are you looking up at greased up, men? And I'm like, no, this is me, it's me. And she's like, yeah, right. But it was just kind of funny that this has become mainstream now. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So Ricky, your last one was some of the car manufacturers will go bankrupt and Tulsa will buy them.
Yeah, that
didn't happen. All right, so the final scores: Vince was 2, I had 1.5, and Ricky, you had half. As usual, Vince beat us. I mean, seriously.
It's not the usual thing. It's just like I just want to say.
I mean, seriously, has there been a year in the last 11 years in which Vince has not beat us? I mean,
No.
I mean,
this coming year, we never know.
This year is the year.
Yeah, no, but remember, I was the same guy that predicted that there was going to be like bad things going on at the Korean Olympics, but hey, it didn't happen. So hey, whatever.
Well, one thing we didn't predict was that there would be a global pandemic that would, the world would fall apart.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I don't think anyone saw that coming.
So, we got a half an hour to get through our predictions for this year. The important part. So, as usual, as is tradition, I will go first. My first one for this year is that there's going to be a backlash against social media, maybe from the left and the right, over deplatforming and censorship. I think
man, God damn it, man.
I think I mean, a lot of the people on the left are like, rah, rah, they kicked Donald Trump off from Twitter. But I think eventually, once the whole Donald Trump thing gets kind of separated from it, people are going to be like, oh, crap, Twitter can just take people off their platform for no reason. Mm-hmm. I mean, and Facebook or Amazon can just stop hosting people because they don't like them. I mean, oh, my God, that's really freaking scary, So I think there's going to be a huge backlash sometime during the year against social media and probably Amazon and Facebook and so on because of the deplatforming and censorship thing that's going on. Because it's already started because Firefox wrote a blog post where they basically said that in order to be on the internet, you had to be approved by certain people to be considered factual. Otherwise, you should be allowed to be on the internet. It was a terrible blog post. It was just not good.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Did those people approve that post? Because
it was written by the freaking CEO, dude.
No.
It was like the blog post, and the weird thing is she came out and doubled down on it on like CNBC. Like they're sticking with that. It's like that's not a mistake. It's not good. All right. Vince, your first one.
Okay, my first one after you took that. My first one would be that there would be a lot of this coming year, lots of scams pertaining to vaccine, whether it's phishing, whether it's misdirection, all that stuff. We're going to see a bunch of that this year, and it's going to be a lot of people because they're living at home. They're only going to get the information from the internet because a lot of cable cutting has gone on. So you're going to see a lot of sketchy activity with respect to vaccinations. That's my call on that one.
Yep, human nature's just we're terrible people.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, just not good. All right, Ricky, your first one.
My prediction is that by the end of this year, there is going to be a huge celebration like we've never seen before, like bigger than any New Year's celebration, because I think once the vaccine starts rolling out to the normal people like us, everyone is going to just think that it's finally over, and after being pent up for more than a year to go back to anything resembling normal life, it's just going to be jet setting on a totally new level and just celebration like crazy.
Yeah, we're not waiting to do that. We're already doing it. It's called protesting, dude.
Well, that's you guys in the U.S.
You Canadians can't protest? I mean, come on. I'm sure the eyebrow dude that is your prime minister
who actually wore masks and actually locked down stuff.
No, Rick, man. There's been some pro-Trump protests in Canada when the thing.
No, I know, but the U.S. is on a whole different level. You got to admit, like, compared to our lockdowns of provinces
we are the top
and stuff,
of crazy.
Like, you guys still have people out on the beach and partying and
America, bro. America. Yeah. All right, my second one was there'll be more. I feel like I do this every year. There'll be more calls to break up big tech companies, but really the prediction is that I think that this actually might happen this year. I think that there might be.
This year might be it.
A prediction has to be something that hasn't happened yet. They've already started the procedural stuff on like investigation.
Right, but it hasn't. It's just going into court though, Vince. It hasn't actually gone through and like saying, we're going to break up Facebook. I think that actually, my actual prediction is that Facebook or Google will actually suffer some kind of breakup this year. The court cases haven't actually started yet, so they just filed the lawsuits.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm swinging at low fruit, but what do you expect? I want to beat you one of these years, damn it, Vince. Damn it.
No, that's cool, man. I'm just saying, I predict.
Wait until you see my third prediction, because if you thought the second one was low-hanging fruit.
It's like,
all right.
There's a car accident. I predict that someone's insurance premiums are going to go up. Good prediction.
The pandemic will continue into 2021. No, that's not the third prediction. All right, Vince, your second prediction.
Okay, I started off with a dour note with the vaccine phishing, but I also want to say that one of the upswings from the pandemic is that I predict a huge permanent kind of upswing in esports. I noticed that in just because I do research in architecture, but also in video games and video game technologies, and I'm going to safely say that there's going to be a huge upswing in it. We've already seen that there are big shifts in demographics for gamers. And you'd think that maybe not because everyone's in front of their screens, but now more than ever, people are playing video games. So I'm going to say that there's going to be a huge uptake in it, and esports is going to go bigger than ever.
I like that one.
Be cool. All right, Ricky, your second one.
I'm going to predict that this year, because everyone is working from home and we've had lots of outages and people finally realize how crappy their internet service is, that the cable companies and fiber and the providers are going to be called on to make their services better and for less while they try to charge more.
Good call.
Yeah, I'm going to predict that, Ricky, you're going to be wrong. No. Excuse me. I will predict that they won't follow through on that. They may be called to do that, but that's not going to happen. Sorry, bro. Wishful thinking. All right. My third and final one, and seriously, this is dumb. I mean, it was like 2:00 in the morning when I put this together, so just forgive me. More and more focus will be on the mid-range smartphone market. So companies like Apple and Samsung and Google, I mean, they've already kind of started this, but I mean, like truly mid-range phones, $300 to $500 will be the main focus of a lot of these companies. They're still going to sell their $1,000 phones, but because they're going to get most of their business from the mid-range smartphone market, because fewer people are going to be able to afford a $1,000 phone. I mean, and the fact that Samsung continues to come out with these phones that are $1,500 and $2,000.
Come on, man.
It just boggles my mind that they still continue to, think that anybody's going to buy these things. But people do buy. And speaking of buying, people are buying those $549 headphones from Apple. I mean, like they were sold out. Like, who's buying these things? Who has $549 to buy them? Ricky?
Rick has to be.
I covered the whole supply and demand. I can put them all on eBay for twice the price.
Yeah. Because everybody's doing that now. Like, you guys saw the
PS5,
like the graphics cards and processors and all that, and the game consoles. Like, you can't buy anything these days because the scalpers all have them. Anyways, Vince, your third and final one.
Home office is going to be, even after the pandemic subsides and people get vaccinated, people will not want to go back to the offices, and it's going to be there's going to be a huge crunch with respect to the economics of people going to offices, and companies will start realizing that there's going to be a big pushback where older people will want to work in offices, younger people are going to be more mobile and able to work from home, and you're going to see that huge digital divide. So it's an amalgam of different scenarios that are put out there, but I essentially am saying that working from home is going to be very sticky, And a lot of companies, especially older ones, are going to really be faced with a challenge on how to mitigate their staff needs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Zoom is not going to be going away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
One thing that should go away definitely is Skype, because Skype sucks. I'm just saying. All right, Ricky, your third and final one.
My third and final is gonna be crazy. So I say that Nintendo is gonna step away from the traditional console and try to go handheld, like they've had some success with DS. They hit it out of the park with the Switch. I think they're gonna take the Switch and go even further.
Okay, wait. You're going to predict, in light of the fact that the population is still going to be fairly sedentary, right? We're not having people like take the bus and drive around. You think that Nintendo's going to come with a console that is going to be really featuring the mobility?
No, I'm saying they're gonna just like they're not even gonna bother doing a console in the sense of Wii and older like connect to your TV. They're just gonna keep going mobile and forget about that.
So basically, they just do the Switch, but without the
So,
ability
yeah.
to dock it.
Oh no, that'd be
No,
terrible.
I'm saying they're gonna.
But I mean, they've already done that. They did the Switch Lite. I mean,
Yeah.
But I'm
people fuck the
saying
crap out of it.
like how in all these years they've always done console, even if they've done mobile. So you have Switch, but they had Wii, they had Wii U, they kept going. I'm saying they're just gonna forget about the traditional at-home console and they're just gonna go mobile.
I think that prediction would be better off in future years, but hey, I'm not making that. That's your prediction, but
Well, that's why I said it was just a fun one.
they just launched the Switch Lite, man. What do you, like, it's not like a release of a game; it's a release of a console. Those are like years. Like, what was the last time the PS4 when the PS4 came out? What was it, like 10 years ago? I don't remember anymore. Like 7 years ago? It was ridiculous.
They think, and there's rumors that they're going to be releasing some kind of Switch Pro or something with a bigger screen and OLED and stuff. So we'll see. All right, so goes for our predictions. We definitely got them all right. I'm just saying, it's guaranteed that we're gonna be 9 for 9. And it's,
Okay.
it's gonna be awesome.
Can we just do one thing? Let's have a Deadpool list. Can everyone name one person that they predict will die of note this year?
Okay, let me think. Not that I want.
No one predicted Bozeman was going to die. No one predicted like certain things, right? So, come on. And you can't just pick a 90-year-old person and be like, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay,
it's
so
a
I'm going to say...
little morbid, but
always ending on a
I'll
happy
say
note.
Trump.
He's going to get assassinated or natural causes?
I'm going to say natural causes.
congratulations, we're about to be deplatformed.
Oh. Well, okay, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
I said natural causes. That's humane.
Vince, you give yours because I haven't got one yet.
Everybody's got to go sometime.
Yeah, I'm gonna say one of the Google founders. I'm just gonna say that just because not because I wish ill. It's just that I think that they've been too quiet as of late, and when you're too quiet, that means you're either convalescing or there's something wrong. So I'm gonna say one of the Google founders, Larry. I got a bullet for you. Oh, that sounds terrible, but I have a death watch on that. I think that you've been too quiet and you've been letting other spokespeople do your talking for you. So I see one of those guys dying. Not that I want them to, but one of those two.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna go with Johnny Ive.
Oh, good call.
What? Wow, that sounded left.
All right. So my theory is that he only stayed alive because he worked at Apple, and now that he doesn't work at Apple anymore, he obviously is going to die. I mean,
he's got no access to the cryogenic chamber anymore.
Right? I mean, the lifeblood of Apple
I'm just gonna put it out
flowed
there.
through him, and now it's gone. Okay. Oh, we
Alright,
definitely
so
have to
good.
make that a tradition.
Yeah, I think so because we keep on milking the Steve Jobs one, but no, we gotta make sure you guys are in the win column for dead people.
Well, the problem is you'll still probably be right. It's just the way things work.
Like,
All
oh
right.
no, yeah, like Sergey is like, oh no, he said my name.
It's gonna be like the Time Person of the Year. That's something that people look forward to that comes out every year. Who did Vince say is gonna die this year? All right.
All fruit smoothies for him from now on.
All right. So that is it for us for this episode. Coming up next, right now I have it set as V for Vendetta. Do you guys remember if we've actually done V for Vendetta before?
I don't think so, but I
think so.
cool with it. I'm cool with it.
So that's what we're going to do next. If you want to get in contact with us, you can do so. Email at the3cast.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at the3cast. Ricky's Ricky_Williams1. Vince's VWHUI. I'm at MTWB. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/the3cast. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube, where at least the most recent episodes actually are. Including this one, obviously, will be there. Because I'm actually uploading things where they need to go, and I've been doing it for months. And I haven't changed the name in what has to be years now. I mean, you guys should be so proud of me. I think it's time to change the name. I'm just anyway. That's it. We'll see you next time. Yeah.
All right, stay safe, everyone.